the 2007 Magic game, he came into that game, didn't he, like off the bench late on, and he had a much smaller head than he had in 2013-14. But yeah, good memories. I misremembered which game they were going to show. I thought they were going to show the game from the year before, where it was a bit more high scoring, and there was the Danny Maguire no try, but it was the one where it had the Bateman and Bailey bust up, amongst other bust ups, which was a really intense game and great game to watch back because we won. What's the next one, Tim? Again, because
yeah, it was a Magic Retro game, and it was Hull KR versus Hull FC. Tom Andrews getting in touch with this one. What a fantastic game this was! Total rollercoaster start to finish. Highlights: FC fans doing the Poznan, the look on O'Carroll's face when Ganson gives the Dobson try, Scott one of their own, Taylor leading the celebrations, and obviously the greatest Magic Weekend try of all time. Agree on that one. Looking back at the Spine and Pack Rovers had that season, highlights how much we underachieved. I don't think Paige enjoyed watching it.
Well, from the picture he shared, Paige wasn't watching it.
No, I was kidding.
And I assume you weren't either, Sarah, but you might have been. If we're following along Twitter themes from players over the weekend, we might have followed what Scott Taylor got up to. After
it really kicked off a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, unnecessarily, I thought.
Yeah.
So, do you hold it against him that he celebrated winning that game?
No.
No. I don't understand why Hull KR fans hold it against someone for celebrating winning a game that he won when he was playing for Hull KR. I don't understand why Hull KR fans don't like that.
And, like, it's one thing as well if it's, like, if you're celebrating against a team that you used to play for, but he's celebrating for a team, again, like he hadn't played for us by this point.
No, and he might never have played for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just...
Yeah, he might have stayed at Wigan.
Or at Salford.
Yeah.
Because somebody then tweeted a photo of him celebrating in a very similar way again for Salford, and I just think, like, I don't really have a problem with any player celebrating for a team that they're playing with. It shows that actually they're committed to the team.
Yeah, it just seems such a weird thing for there to be a bit of a Twitter bust-up about it, really.
Yeah, like he was blocking people and...
I don't know. I didn't see what people were saying to him, so I don't know if he was being oversensitive, but... Weird.
Yeah, I feel like it must have been something quite bad, because I've never seen him complain about anything before.
Yeah, who knows?
Alan, do you want to pick up the next one?
Yeah. So the final one from the Magic Retro, Cass versus Wakey. Rob's been in touch again, and all he had to say was #robbed.
Yeah, and if Sarah had watched the game we just talked about before, she'd be maybe putting a #robbed. And if you'd watched the game that they showed after this one, Alan...
Absolutely flipping robbed, yes.
Really fucking robbed.
Actually flipping robbed, yeah.
Like, genuinely.
Genuinely cheating, miles offside robbed, yeah.
So now that was one of the games we've been calling out for, games from a bit more of the past, rather than games from 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19. All these games are from 2014 and before, I think, which was good. But this one was from 2007, the Leeds versus... Because we're not talking about Cass versus Wakey. Because we're not that bothered about an exciting, high-scoring game that was fun to watch. But we're not talking about that one. We're talking about Leeds versus Bradford, aren't we, in 2007. Did anyone take the time to re-watch any of that one? Because, like I say, it was a longer time ago, so a bit different.
Too emotionally damaged to watch this one back. Sorry. The one thing I do remember from this game particularly is that it swung, didn't it? As a momentum wise, it was amazing, really.
It was a phenomenal game. 13 tries, about 6 no tries, 2 of them given.
But yeah, no, it really fits the brief as a classic to put on a retro thing. Just don't make me watch it is all I would say.
I'd forgotten some of the other moments in the game that were like close calls and stuff like that. Like some of the things that Ganson wasn't so confident on, so got checked, but then what he obviously ended up being so confident on, which was the most crucial moment. Like the game's ended. You can check the screen for the hoot has gone as Tansy's collected the ball, hasn't it? So
yeah.
So like you're not. It is the most pivotal moment in the game.
Well, this was the thing, wasn't it? This was the thing. It was all about the way that Ashley Klein intervened in Ganson's ear to give the penalty in the first place. So the video referee gets involved in the match unprompted to give a penalty, and then he doesn't get involved at the crucial moment where he should say, "Hang on a minute, Steve, just send it up."
Stop! Do not do that!
I don't think it was the video ref that intervened to give the penalty. I think that's a bit of a myth. I think it was the touch judge who gave the penalty. When I watched it back, I think it's the touch judge that gave the penalty. It was wrong, but from the touch judge's angle, you can sort of see, and from the referee's angle too, you can sort of see why they got it wrong. But it didn't even come off a Bradford player before a lusciously locked Matt Cook dived on the ball. It came off a Leeds player, didn't it? And then Matt Cook dived on the ball, the loose ball. But you can understand a little bit why they got that one wrong. But it just makes no sense why they didn't. Like, the more you watch, and I know, like, you could argue, well, in a few years' time, the referee did check the on-field decision, and Steve Ganson managed to fuck it up as video ref. So you could say, how good's the video ref? But I just couldn't believe this one. When you think about it, it lives on in infamy. And I was watching it, and Emma was in the room with me, and she was like, "So, what is it famous sort of thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, like literally every time someone gets a video refereeing decision wrong, they talk about Steve Ganson and this decision and the one in the Hull derby. Every time we were at Magic Weekend, they talk about this game every year." And every time a referee gets a major decision wrong at the end of a game, they talk about this game. And case in point, in the Wigan Leeds game that was on the day before, Cummins made a joke about the decision that was made in this game. In that game, from a Magic Weekend 9 years later, or 7 years later. It was just...
When he would have been the boss of the referees as well, so it wouldn't have been that funny at the time.
No, it wouldn't. Oh dear. Anyway.
Yes.
Has anyone else watched any other games at all this week?
I started to watch on the Hull FC Facebook page the other Hull controversy derby match, the Chris Green one.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that far with it. Not really.
I only watched some of these bits as well. Tim, have you been watching anything at all? Have you managed to catch any action?
I did watch one try. I watch it pretty much every couple of weeks anyway, but I did watch that David Hodgson try about 4 or 5 times on Saturday, just for shits and giggles.
See, I mean, that's another occasion. That one you couldn't go to the video ref for. So, but still, it's hard to understand how the on-field officials got it wrong. Magic Weekend has certainly delivered, I think, in its time on these moments, because we're all watching together. It's not like Friday night games where we might not all be watching, or it might not be. The big incident might not be televised, so it doesn't quite live on the same way. Because Magic Weekend is that big stage for the sport, I think it has delivered on these moments and these and some like standout results as well as exciting competitive games and stuff. I think it really has delivered overall.
I'm a big fan. Yeah, I've had some good times when I've been very drunk on a couple of occasions, and very Murrayfield, the first one I went to, being very, very, very cold. I don't think I've ever felt that cold
in May
in Edinburgh or anywhere, to be honest, because I just think I wasn't prepared for it. I was used to weather that was not that, and I had only packed for weather that was not that. And my friend who I was staying with, who was working up there at the time, was also not prepared for weather like that. So we actually were going on laps round the stadium in between games and at half time to warm up, and drinking as much free iron brew from the sponsors as we could get our hands on, just to try and get a semblance of warmth.
Yeah, I think I made the same mistake the first summer bash, not expecting it to get that cold as the sun went down, even though I should know, because it was hosted like down the road from my house. but I just didn't realise it would get that cold as the night went on. And so every year after that, I'd always have a hoodie and be prepared to, get changed later on into warmer clothes. Pack some jeans and a hoodie maybe in my rucksack, so as to not have to go out of the stadium and do laps around, because there's one particular side of Bloomfield Road that's not as appealing to go down. I didn't watch anything other than those games. Wigan TV this week did the World Club Challenges, which I watched all of in the earlier part of lockdown, so I was a bit disappointed that I'd already watched them all, so I didn't have anything new to watch there. But yeah, but next week, Alan, we have definitely got something new to watch. Do you want to run us through the NRL fixtures, because this can be a reminder for everyone to send in match reviews on actual real live action?
Actual real games that are happening this weekend. So it's the long-awaited return of the NRL. It's round 3. So all these games are on Sky. They're all in my planner, ready to go. So it starts on Thursday, Broncos versus Eels. On Friday, it's Cowboys versus Titans and Roosters versus Rabbitohs. On Saturday, it's the Warriors against St George Illawarra. Sharks versus Tigers and Storm versus Raiders. And then on Sunday, it's Panthers versus Knights. And the final game is the Sea Eagles versus the Bulldogs. I assume this all games on Sky this weekend is just a bit of a one-off, but it's very welcome all the same.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's because they've got nothing else, so they're just taking as much as they can while they can.
I guess so, yeah.
Well, it plays in our favour, doesn't it?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Sarah,
I'm looking forward to it.
Traditionally, you've not really watched much of the NRL, but are you excited for getting live action back in your house this week, or is it going to distract from school time?
It's half term this week.
Oh, well, there you go.
So we have to hook the computer up to the TV and use the family Sky thing, but we will be doing that for certainly some of the matches.
That's cool. I was thinking about sort of rejigging my day around on Thursday to have like a long break in the day to watch the game, even though I'm not even that hugely interested in the twos that I played that first game back, just because it's the first game back. But I've got a meeting smack bang in the middle of the game, so that ain't going to happen. But like Alan, I'll have them ready to watch, and it's just exciting, isn't it?
I need a team.
Oh, let's go Manly.
Manly?
That's who Tim supports. So actually, Tim, Sarah needs to support your biggest rivals.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who Manly's biggest rivals are, because I think Manly kind of...
Well, traditionally the Roosters, but also Manly, everybody hates Manly, so yeah. Pick a team.
Well, I was going to say everyone else has an actual rivalry, and Manly just piss everyone off so that they're the second most hated team.
Fair enough.
No, but genuinely, Sarah needs a team, guys. How do we work this out? Is there any...
My inclination is to go with the Gareth Ellis link and go for the Tigers.
Yeah, well, you see, it's Gareth Ellis. It's Fanua obviously was there, so that's a possibility. Yeah, I didn't know, because we should have been in Australia this summer. Down the Gold Coast, I didn't know whether to pick the Titans
I wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
Okay.